This is the second part of the chapter second of class 8, that is microorganism friend and foe. So today we will discuss about the increasing soil fertility, how we can increase the soil fertility. So you know that some bacteria like blue green algae which are present in the roots nodules of the pea plants are leguminous plant. Leguminous plant is the plant like pea, gram, wheat. Okay, so pulses crops are also called as leguminous plants. So some bacteria and blue green algae are able to fix nitrogen from the atmosphere to enrich soil with nitrogen increase its fertility. These microbes are commonly called biological nitrogen fixers. So these are the nitrogen fixing blue green algae you can see in this diagram. This appear like this. Okay, so some bacteria are helpful in increasing soil fertility, and some blue green algae also, which fixes the nitrogen from the atmosphere. Harmful microorganism are harmful in many ways. Some of the microorganism causes disease in human being, plants and animals. Such disease causing microorganism are called pathogen. So pathogen is what? Pathogen is disease causing organism which causes disease, and for responsible for disease, some microorganism spoil food, clothing and leather. So it is harmful to us. Disease causing microorganisms in humans. Pathogens definition are clear that pathogens are the organism which causes the diseases. When pathogens enter in our body through the air we breathe, the water we drink and the food as we eat. Okay, so there are three ways by which the pathogen enter in our body, that is air, water and food. These are the three ways by which any pathogens enter in human body. They can also get transmitted by the direct contact with an infected person or carried through an animals. Microbial disease that can spread from an infected person to a healthy person through air, water, food or physical contact are called communicable diseases. So what are the communicable diseases? Dear students, communicable diseases are the diseases which are spread from a healthy person to another person, means healthy to infected person. Communicable diseases are diseases which are spread from infected person to a healthy person. Sorry, here it is infected person to, here it is spread from infected person to a healthy person. Okay, infected person to a healthy person, I am mentioning it here, infected person to a healthy person. This is called communicable diseases. Examples of such diseases include cholera, common cold, chicken pox and tuberculosis. So these are the communicable diseases. Common cold, as you know that if anyone sneezes, then its droplets suspended in the air and get entered by the human body through the inhalation, we can say. Chicken pox, it is also a viral disease, and tuberculosis, that is also called TB, which are tuberculosis is spread through the bacteria. Okay, it is causative agent is bacteria. Next, disease causing microorganism in human. When a person suffering from common cold, how it is spread from a infected person to a healthy person? When a person suffering from common cold sneeze, fine droplet of moisture carrying thousands of viruses, because common cold is a viral disease, so thousands of viruses are spread in the air. The virus may enter the body of a healthy person while breathing. So by which you can see here, by which the microorganism entered in a healthy person, and it is a communicable disease. It comes under the category of communicable disease, and you know that communicable disease are diseases which are spreaded from a infected person to a healthy persons. Small insects of disease small insects of disease. There are some insects and animals which act as carriers of disease causing microbes. Housefly is one such carrier. The flies sit on the garbage and animal excreta. Pathogens stick to their bodies. When these flies sit on uncovered food, they may transfer the pathogens. Whoever eats the contaminated food is likely to get sick. So it is advisable to always keep food covered. Avoid consuming uncovered items of food. Another example of a carrier is female Anopheles mosquito, which carries the parasite of malaria. Female Aedes mosquito acts as a carrier of dengue fever or dengue virus. Okay, so here it is a small insects of diseases like housefly, which are responsible, which sits on the garbage and animal excreta. Then it sits in your food material and it spreaded the diseases. Another example, here you can see here female Anopheles mosquito, which are the carriers of malaria parasites, malaria disease. Okay, and second one is Aedes mosquito, which are responsible for dengue fever. So Aedes mosquito carrier of dengue virus. So dengue fever is viral fever. All mosquitoes breed in water. Breed means reproduces in water. Hence, one should not let water collect anywhere. In coolers, tires, flower pot, etc. By keeping the surrounding clean and dry, we can prevent mosquito from breeding. Try to make a list of measures which help to avoid the spread of malaria. So, student, it is advised to you all that don't collect water anywhere or many times, like coolers, tires, flower pot, etc. because all the mosquitoes breed in water and they gives the eggs, lots of eggs. That's why its number is increases and it's responsible for spreading of diseases. You can see here female Anopheles mosquito. Some common human diseases caused by microorganism. First one is tuberculosis. Tuberculosis is caused by bacteria and mode of transmission is air. So, and measles is a viral disease. Mode of transmission is air. Chickenpox also viral disease. Mode of transmission air or through the contact. Polio caused by the virus. Transmission is air or water. Cholera, bacteria. Mode of transmission water and food. Typhoid is also bacterial disease and mode of transmission is water. Hepatitis V is a viral disease and mode of transmission is water. Malaria is a protozoan disease and mode of transmission is mosquito. So you should pay attention on this graph, on this picture, that you have to learn at least 4 to 5 viral and bacterial disease. Disease causing microorganism in plants. Several microorganisms cause disease in plants like wheat plants, rice plants, potato plants, sugarcane, orange, apple and others. The disease reduces the yield of crops, and whenever the diseases occurs in these plants or these crops, then it is clear that the yields of crop is reduces. They can control by the use of certain chemicals and which kill the microbes. So we can use the chemicals for killing them. and this is the disease causing microorganism in plants. Some common plant diseases you can see here: citrus canker, it is a bacterial disease and mode of transmission is air. Rust of wheat, it is spread through the fungi and mode of transmission is air. Seeds, and last one is yellow vein mosaic of bhindi, that is called okra. Microorganism responsible for this is viral, and mode of transmission is through insects, so remember it also. Chemical method, this is the method of food preservation. How can we preserve the food? Because food spoilage is the process which occurs through the whenever any bacterial toxins are present in food items, it get spoils. So how can we protect them, we preserve them? So first of all, by using the chemical method we can preserve them. So in chemical method we are adding some chemicals, like you can see here, sodium metabisulfite is a chemical, and which act as a common preservatives. Sodium benzoate is another example of food preservation method. In chemical method, it is chemical method. Okay, so there are two example here, you can see here, sodium benzoate and sodium metabisulfite, which we added in the food items for preservation of the food. Okay, salts and edible oils are the common chemicals generally used to check the growth of microorganisms. Sometimes you added salts and edible oils for preservation of the food material, but chemically we can add sodium benzoate and sodium metabisulfite as a common food preservatives. Preservation by common salt. Common salt has been used to preserve meat and fish for ages. Meat and fish are covered with dry salt or check the growth of bacteria. Salting is also used to preserve amla, raw mangoes, tamarind. Students, you know that what salts do in the food preservation. It covers the food material, and it block the entry of oxygen, or we can say that air, and you know that air is responsible for the spreading of diseases. So it makes a covering on the food material. That's why the air does not enter in the food material, and it gets preserve the food material from spoilage. Preservation by oil and vinegar. Use of oil and vinegar prevents spoilage of pickles because bacteria can't live in such environment, because some bacteria are not able to live in high temperature, are not able to survive in oil and vinegar solution. Then it cannot be live in these type of environment. So vegetables, fruit, fish, meat and are often preserved by this method. Preservation by sugar. Jam, jellies, squashes are preserved by the sugar, and sugar reduces the moisture content which inhibit the growth of bacteria which spoil foods. Okay, so here sugar caused that it prevent the moisture content which inhibit the growth of the bacteria, so it prevent the moisture content from the food. Heat and cold treatment. You must have observed your mother boiling milk before it is stored or used. Boiling kills many microorganisms. Similarly, we keep our food in refrigerator. Low temperature inhibits the growth of microbes. So in heat and cold method, we if you heard about the pasteurization processes. So in pasteurization process, you can see here Louis Pasteur is a scientist, biologist and microbiologist and chemist, for his discovery of the principle of vaccination, microbial fermentation and pasteurization. So he discovered the pasteurization process. He is remembered for his remarkable breakthrough in the cause and prevention of disease also, and his discovery have saved many lives ever since. He reduces mortality from He reduces mortality from puerperal fever and created the first vaccine for rabies and anthrax. So he discovered the vaccines for rabies and anthrax first of all. His medical discovery provided direct support for the germ theory of the disease and its application in clinical medicine. He is the best known to the general public for his invention of the technique of treating milk and wine to stop. So Louis Pasteur is the father of microbiology, and he also discovered pasteurization process. So in pasteurization process, what we will do in pasteurization process, by which we preserve the milk food material and we boil the milk for some time, and after boiling we chilled it suddenly and then packed it. So you can see here in pasteurization, what is pasteurization? Pasteurized milk can be consumed without boiling as it is from harmful microbes. The milk is heated to about 770 degrees centigrade. Here 70 degrees centigrade should be, so it is wrong, you have to mention 70 degrees centigrade for 15 to 30 seconds and then suddenly chilled and stored. Okay, so you can heat it at 70 degrees centigrade for 15 to 30 seconds and then suddenly chilled and stored. By doing so, it prevents the growth of microbes. This process was also discovered by Louis Pasteur and it is called pasteurization. After pasteurization, storage and packing. These days dry fruits storage and packaging are packing. These days dry fruits or even vegetables are sold in sealed airtight packets to prevent the attack of microbes, because you know that air is responsible for the contamination or the entry of the microbes. So if the food items are generally packed in nature, then there will be no chances of entry of the air in the food items. Last, nitrogen fixation. You have learned about the bacterium rhizobium bacteria in class 6th and 7th. It is involved in the fixation of nitrogen in leguminous plant, means pulses plant. Recall that rhizobium lives in the root nodules of leguminous plant such as beans and peas, with which it has a symbiotic relationship. Sometimes nitrogen gets fixed through the action of lightning, but you know that the amount of nitrogen in the atmosphere remain constant. You may wonder how. Let us understand. This is the next section. Nitrogen cycle. You know that our atmosphere has 78% nitrogen gas. Nitrogen is one of the essential constituent of all living organisms as part of proteins, chlorophyll, nucleic acid and vitamins. The atmospheric nitrogen can't be taken directly by the plants and animals. So this is very important. The atmospheric nitrogen can't be taken directly by the animals. So certain bacteria and blue-green algae present in the soil fix nitrogen from the atmosphere and convert it into compounds of nitrogen, okay, in the form of nitrite and nitrate. And this chemical form is easily taken by the plants through their roots. Nitrogen cycle. When plants and animals die, bacteria and fungi present in the soil convert the nitrogenous waste into nitrogenous compound to be used by the plants again. Certain other bacteria convert some part of them to nitrogen gas, which goes back into the atmosphere. As a result, the percentage of nitrogen in the atmosphere remain more or less constant. Now you can see in the diagram of nitrogen cycle, you can see here atmospheric nitrogen is fixes sometimes by lightning, and then it converted into the compound of nitrogen in the soil, and these nitrogen uptake by the plants, and when plants eat these types of food, then nitrogen waste from it when plants eat such type of food, then if they releases the nitrogenous waste from the excretion and from the death, they again converted into the compound of nitrogen in the soil, and these are also taken up by the bacteria from compound of nitrogen into gaseous nitrogen, and this gaseous nitrogen again goes into the atmosphere, goes back into the atmosphere. And sometime atmospheric nitrogen is fixed by the some bacteria and blue green algae, and these bacteria blue green algae turn fixed nitrogen by nitrogen's compound like NO2 and NO3, nitrate and nitrite. Okay, so this is all about your nitrogen cycle and all about your chapter 2 microorganism friend and foe. So thank you.